Hey guys, this is going to be video number 2. This is Daslow here again. So I found myself in a funny situation yesterday. Some of you might not find it so funny, but I find it kind of humorous. So I went to Canmore for the day with some friends. Took the dogs up there. We were going to go for a hike, possibly camp there overnight. And I went through the intersection, and I thought there were 2 turning lanes so that the oncoming traffic could turn as well. And the approaching vehicle had to slow down in order for me to proceed through the light. Now, the approaching vehicle turned out to be a police officer, or a peace officer, I should say. So she turns on her lights and pulls me over. I pull into the parking lot of this nearby store, and she starts asking me for my license and registration. So I start asking her whether she's a peace officer, and she responds, "Yes, I'm a police officer." And I ask her again, "No, I asked if you're a peace officer." She said, "Yes, I'm a police officer." So I asked her a third time, "Are you a peace officer?" She said, "I'm a police officer." So she says then that she's about to place me under arrest for not providing information. And I said, "Well, I'm not saying that I'm not willing to provide information. I was just trying to explain myself first." So before I can even offer my affidavit, my photo identification affidavit, she threatens to smash the window of my automobile, and then proceeds to tell me that I need to get out of the vehicle. So I had started recording this, and she calls a second officer, Officer Bell. The first officer was Officer Puddick. Here, let's look it up, the name. It's kind of an odd name. Officer Puddick and I. Yeah, now, they told me I was under arrest for obstruction of justice due to failure to produce information. Now, what's funny was I did produce information. I gave them a photo identification affidavit, and I also provided them with my fee schedule, which the officer agreed to by accepting it and not rebutting anything. So they put me in handcuffs and throw me in the back of the car. The officer agrees to allow one of my friends to take the car and drive it back to Calgary, as long as the registered owner provided permission, and the registered owner is a friend of mine. So they take me down to the station and start processing me and whatnot. They make me take out all my piercings, throw me in the cell, and all the whatnot. They held me for about 3 hours, and then decided to release me after 3 hours. When I was released, I was charged with making an unsafe left turn, and as well, I was charged with failure to, or driving with a suspended license, or driving while unauthorized. So I have to go to court for May 30th for that, and I was given a ticket for the other one. Now, I have written a notice to the staff sergeant of the Canmore RCMP, motioning to dismiss these charges uh, and the remedy that I'm seeking from this. Now, when I was arrested, I was denied a phone call. They never asked me to sign the fingerprinting page that after they printed me. There's all sorts of violations they went and did. So I'm just gonna go and read the letter here. I haven't gotten the staff sergeant's name yet, and this is just the rough draft. So maybe I'm a little hasty to be making this video, but I wanted to make it while I'm sitting outside enjoying this glorious day we've had today here in Calgary. So the letter goes as such. I am Michael Ryan Arthur Jerry of the House of Jean-Louis, the beneficiary to the trust account known as Michael Ryan Arthur Jean-Louis. I am writing to inform you that on Sunday, April 22nd, approximately 17:30 hours, I was falsely arrested, then falsely imprisoned, by two of your officers, Officers Pudikanaib and Officer Bell. I believe she said her name was. Both refused to provide me with badge numbers or business cards upon request, including your contact information. After being pulled over, I was arrested under the pretense of obstruction of justice due to not providing information. Officer Pudikanaib was given my affidavit of identification. Although I was never charged for obstruction, I was only charged with driving while unauthorized and making an unsafe left turn. I am motioning for you to have your officer dismiss these charges and for you to have her release the vehicle which was impounded at no cost to me or the registered owner immediately. Officer Petticone had even said it would be alright for one of my friends who were with me to drive it home as long as they were given permission by the registered owner to do so. So she's in breach of contract as well. I have witnesses who are willing to sign sworn statements to this. I also have witnesses to Officers Bell and Pudikanaib stating that whatever charges one came up with, the other would sign for it. Officers Bell's conduct was inappropriate as she kept shoving me and pushing my head forcefully against the vehicle, to which I also have witnesses. I am willing to dismiss these charges of threat of destruction of property, which would be the threat of smashing my window by means of charges of threat of destruction by smashing the window of my means of private conveyance. Also false arrest, false imprisonment, property theft as stated in the fee schedule, and for the charges based on the services provided in my fee schedule, which Officer Pudikanaib accepted, which amounts to $1,081,500. This does not yet include the $750 for every hour my property is impounded. I was also denied a phone call. I'm also suggesting that Officer Pudikanaib goes for a psychological evaluation for the nature and quality of her actions. Her immediate reaction to threaten to smash my window without opportunity to explain myself shows high stress level and lack of moral judgment, as a peace officer should deal with all non-threatening interactions peacefully. So obviously I surrendered in fear of my safety, as she is equipped with multiple lethal and non-lethal weapons, and was showing clear intention to use at least one of those. I have the first 2 minutes and 42 seconds on audio until the officers threatened to seize my phone if I continued recording our interactions. What did they have to hide? Officer Pudikanaib is also in breach of her oath to uphold the Constitution Act of 1982, Articles 52 and 32, which can be backed by Supreme Court ruling. Would be R versus Dell refers to Article 32, and R versus Big M Drug Mart, which refers to Article 52. I am also demanding that you remove all copies of fingerprints and photos you have in the system relating to the name Michael Ryan Arthur Jean-Louis. Now, I am sure that you know Darren Clifford. He is a personal friend of mine, so I know how to follow this up. Thank you for your time and concern. I look forward to hearing from you in the near future. If you do not respond to this notice in writing within 10 days of receiving it, I will consider it to be your irrevocable agreement that all charges will be dropped and that I will be able to head to Standish Towing to retrieve my property, which has been stolen. If upon receiving no response and I go to retrieve my property from Standish Towing and I am denied, I will hold you personally accountable and I will charge you $1 million plus $50,000 for my travel time from the place which I inhabit and back. Thank you, Michael Ryan Arthur Jerry of the House of Jean-Louis. So yeah, that's the letter, or notice rather, that I have written to the staff sergeant. Once I get his name and information, I'll fill all that in. To all you trolls out there who want to say that, make comments that I'm slouching or something garbage like that, love and light to you. If that's all you got to say, then you know what, I really don't care. And I'd only appreciate comments from those who actually have knowledge on this and not those just making idiotic comments saying how this is all bullshit or how I'm an idiot for doing this and making this stand. So, love and light to you all. Peace be. And I'll catch you guys all on the flip side. Peace.